Vision is everything, and living is everything, and giving is everything. If I can't sleep at night, I live every dream. Wake up in the morning with a plan and a smirk on my face, with a blunt on the side, let's ride. It ain't hurt, it just hurt your pride. That's what I tell myself every time. So I run it off, sweat it out, move around, but some shit don't change. Fall off with friends and come back again, but it just don't feel the same no more. Some people change to grow, some people change and go different directions. A blessing, a lesson. Your time was invested and now you're depressed, and they don't understand why you was mad in the first place. They forget that they ruin your plans for your birthday. They forget that you're the biggest fan on that worst day. So why you hate on me when you love INGRID? It's a lot of love to go around. So why you hating? Why you hating? Why you hating? I be focused on the come up. So why you hating? Why you hating? Why you hating? I'm just trying to keep my money and my mind right. I hear that bullshit and I just be like, ay, 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 ay. Like, why the hating? Why the hating?
Birdman hand clap. Hey, welcome back. Another episode of Utopia Souls. I'm your host, Jay Smooth. All the way down there, I got my boy EJ in here with me. We see special guest, but let me give a shout out to Gussie, man. We miss you, bro. Can't wait for you to come back, even though this is our last episode for 2020. Yeah. Just to put that out there. So let's get into it, man. I'm not here to waste your time, but before we do, make sure you like, share, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit that bell for notifications, and you'll be updated on everything that's uploaded as soon as it drops, really. So if you enjoy our productions and you enjoy our episodes, thank you. Salute. Our special guest, so very special. Thanks for showing up today.
Well, thanks for having me, guys.
Goes by the name of INGRID. Yep.
What up?
She's repping Third Ward, H-Time. I'm talking about rapper, artist.
Yep.
Grammy Award winning. Let me make sure I say this right. Grammy Award winning for writing on the Beyonce Lemonade album. Yeah. Is that correct?
Yes.
Man, you got to check out her body of work before we start interviewing her. Look, you can find her on YouTube. You can find her also on. Actually, go to IG and check out a link on there. Link in bio. Same thing for us. But I found a lot of interesting things about INGRID, and that's some of the things we're gonna get into today. So, EJ, did I miss anything?
Look, I've known INGRID since 10th grade in high school a little more. We had a Spanish class together. The cool thing about it, when I first met her, I didn't even know she was a rapper. We sat in class. She used to, build a rhyme book, and I thought, she was just writing poetry or something. Like, I don't know if you remember, we used to look at lines together and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I found out later after the fact that, she was a rapper and all that. So I didn't know her as a rapper first, but me and her we go back. We go back to high school. So, you know what I'm saying? We know each other in real time. I think we hit on everything. The only thing we didn't ask is, like, when did you first get started and what first inspired you to start? I can loop that into, like, probably the beginning.
Yeah, that's cool. I first got started, I was really, really young. When my first memory of being in the studio recording, I was probably 9 years old, and that was way back when they had the recording studio in the Galleria, where you could rent studio time and make a cassette tape. And then they also used to have a recording studio back in Astro as well. And so my earliest studio memories are literally of recording in the Galleria, recording covers in the Galleria, which my sister Colleen still has a copy of the tape where me, her, and Solange sang the cover of SWV Week. They were like 11, and I was like, because I'm younger than the two of them, so it was like maybe 11, 12, and I'm like 10 or something like that, But you could hear there were kids singing this shit. We were serious though, So we actually had a group back then, the three of us, and then obviously we grew up you know, and all of us still do music. Shout out to my sister Colleen. She has some new music on the way as well. And obviously Solange is doing her thing, of course. And so, you know, it really started from there. I grew up on South McGregor. Matthew and Tina lived on Parkwood, which is where Beyonce got the name of the label from, and that's one street over from McGregor. And my mother was a real estate agent, and she actually sold the Knowles their house on Parkwood. We were living on McGregor, and they were friends. Miss Tina was doing my mom's hair from back in the day, like. So my mom and Miss Tina were pregnant with Solange and I at the same time, and we genuinely grew up together, like family. And so I got it honest. I was exposed. I was blessed to be around some of the most brilliant people. Naturally, Solange has one of the best ears I've ever heard in my life. You know, best pitch. You know, really creatively brilliant. And, you know, so I was just blessed to kind of be able to be a fly on the wall. In addition to my grandfather's a jazz musician. And so I think it's just in my bloodline to a certain extent. My grandmother is a self-taught pianist, and she also was a self-taught painter. And so all that stuff I think I kind of just got from my surroundings.
All this is just in y'all's blood, period.
Yeah. My dad and my mom, they grew up listening to records. I actually just recently inherited some of my mother's old records. But they always played music in the house, you know. And then growing up, we grew up on screw culture out here, so freestyling was like, I think growing up in middle school and stuff, I think I freestyled more than I talked. For real. Like, that was my social thing. Like, I've always been a little awkward or different or whatever, but like, if it was a party and the dudes were freestyling, since I was young, my brothers and them gonna gas me and be like, come get in the circle. And I'm in the circle, we body rocking, lock arms in the middle of the party, and we, you know, I'm freestyling, I'm about to crash every dude, and that's just what I was known for.
Typical Saturday in the H.
Exactly. So yeah, I didn't record it in King's Flea Market at Diamond Cut Studios. I'm talking about all the old school mom and pop stuff, all the way up to like now the real studios, obviously. So yeah, I got it honest. It's just being blessed to be around some really talented people, and having an environment where my talent was cultivated. And I was able to culminate my talent and grow it. And you know,
I say this often, I can't say it often enough. Find something you love and just baptize yourself. Just give yourself to it.
It's the gift and the curse when you choose this route, you know. But it's a lot of ups and downs, you know. But I think that the love for the art and the music is so strong for me. Like, I feel so high when I listen to music still and stuff, and if I create something that I feel really good about, that's like one of the highest peaks of happiness for me, you know. And I honestly can say that's kept me going, even though the world doesn't know. I have this kind of silent confidence and silent power about myself that I know exists, where I'm like, I got a secret, you know, and it's like, y'all don't even know, so play me all you want to, you know. That's fine.
You have to,
carry on, you know, but I'm coming, you know. I know what I have in my vault.
Show your hand,
I know what I got in my vault. So I believe in myself, and that's one of the biggest things in every industry is being confident, you know, stay safe and stay dangerous.
Straight up.
Yep.
So that's good you bring that up. First and foremost, who inspires you as a rapper on your rapper side? Because I heard some singing on the EP, and I think that's dope as well.
Thanks. On the hip hop side, you know, I'm inspired by all the like original greats. Jay-Z, of course, old Kanye, Eminem. You know, I really love Andre 3000. More present day, some of my favorites are, well, my favorite right now is 21 Savage.
Okay.
I really enjoy his lyricism and storytelling. And yeah, I just like pure hip hop, you know, like and really original music. People, I don't like when everything sounds the same. And I feel like as an artist myself, I've developed a style by kind of becoming a gumbo of all of my favorite artists.
Got you.
So all those people who I named, you know, here and there throughout my music, you may hear influences from any of those people and even more, because like they definitely are people who I admire and respect. Jeezy is another one who I love, you know. You know, then obviously all the H-Town rappers.
You can't just skip past Jeezy, like, you ain't got this battle for the going on.
Yeah.
So who you choosing? If there's a competition.
Oh yeah, Jeezy. Yeah, and I love Gucci, but you know, I just actually read a meme that someone posted right before we started this, and it said, Jeezy makes music for drug dealers and Gucci makes music for the people using the drugs. So, don't quote me on that. I didn't make that up. I literally just read that on my feed. But
that actually sounds pretty accurate.
yeah. So, with that being said, I'm Team Jeezy.
That's what's up.
Yeah, man.
So you just spoke on the current hip hop situation.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about what is currently hip hop? Like you said, we do have a lot of people that sound exactly the same.
Yeah.
We got a lot of people you can't understand what they're saying.
Right.
I know a lot of people. For me personally, I don't even know what they're saying until I see like the Apple Music, scroll across my screen, and then I'm
very
like,
helpful.
okay, we actually talking about something,
Exactly. Got the genius app.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about where I guess hip hop is going, like as a culture period?
Honestly, I don't feel about it. I don't even really try to think about it. I just try to focus on maintaining my, purity, I guess. But I definitely think that music is evolving again, just kind of going back to being really, really good now. I think the internet kind of gave everybody a platform to be able to make their voice heard.
True.
And that can be great and that can be terrible, and so there's so much out there to sift through.
Right.
And then all genres have kind of blended together as one. You have guys that are kind of singing, mumbling, and turning their voices kind of into instruments where you can't really understand it, but people say they love it because it feels a certain way. So, I don't want to ever talk down on like the current state of like what's going on. I don't really feel the shit overall, but I will say I respect art in so many different forms. I understand that there's a world for that, here and there are some guys who I think that are really good. Like I love NBA YoungBoy, and I think he's kind of on the fine line of like, what is he talking about? But if you really pay attention, you can understand everything he's saying. And I think it also helps that I'm from the South and been around a lot of people from Louisiana.
He's
so
relatable.
Yeah, he's very relatable. But I think that after all that we've gone through this year, this year has been like the great equalizer for everybody, and I think that people need music that they can actually feel again. Because before, music it was like a hit if it could be played in the club, but clubs are kind of closed now, and they may even close again. So
I recently heard an interview with 2 Chainz, and he was speaking about his new drop. But he said his process of thinking, and coming up with music and coming up with ideas is not to listen to other artists. His main focus, especially when it's time to work. Time to work also means just preparing yourself to get ready to go into the studio, right? How do you feel about your preparation going into the studio? Is it like, let me flush out everything, or during your writing process, right? So do you flush out everything? You don't want to be influenced by anything. You don't want to accidentally say something you were really feeling. Let's say Andre 3000 said, when you dropped a new album. Like, is there a process of how you get into your mood?
That's a great question. I mean, it just depends on what I'm working on. So I have 2 different approaches that usually look like this approach is usually pretty consistent, and this approach is pretty consistent. It's the writer approach and the artist approach. And obviously, when I'm on the writing side, when I'm wearing that hat, I'm really thinking for somebody else. So if I have specific direction on what I'm working on, then I'm more so, I kind of do my research on that particular artist. I figure out what vibe they're in. I try to get as much genuine information that I can get, so that whatever I put into the music feels authentic, and so that they actually want to sing it, and perform it. And so that, is one side of it. And then on the other side of it is the rap side when I go in, and it's more about feeling. All of it is really feeling based for me, but like when I go in to create or whatever, it really is about just the energy. I don't like to have a lot of people around, because that definitely influences what you're creating, the people in the room. So I like to just really zone. I usually, if the track isn't being made in real time with me, then I pick a track and usually kind of have an idea of the music already that I'm going to rap over. And I typically like write on the spot and just go how I'm feeling, and a lot of my writing feels almost like a freestyle. Like when I write songs, like I know if it's going to really work. If as soon as I write everything in my phone. But as soon as I start typing, it just comes to me almost like fluidly. And I probably could get behind the mic and freestyle a lot of stuff. I've done it before, but I would forget.
Gotcha.
And so when I start having that stream of consciousness and I know it's clicking and everything is connecting in real time, that's why like I've written a lot of great songs in like 20 to 30 minutes flat, and the engineer is like in awe. But it's really like a stream of consciousness where I'm really kind of freestyling it and I'm writing.
They kind of go back. Remember in school, I know HISD I can speak of. Man, look, they would always say, you know, write it the way you're thinking it.
Free write.
Free writing. So, and of course that might go hand in hand with freestyling, except you just, you know, spitting it. That's pretty dope, and that's good that worked to your benefit, because now it might be lucrative now. The fact that you can take your ideas and immediately, you know, transform these things into something that can produce the things we listen to on a daily basis.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a blessing. I definitely.
It's a mood changer at that.
Yeah, it's a gift from God. You know,
Exactly.
it's not something I take lightly, you know, because I know it's not something everybody can do.
Exactly.
and do it well, you know, even though people think that they can't do it. That's just easy. It's really, you know,
Man,
it's something that you either
there's a lot of freestyle in there.
You know what I'm saying? Like I can go train for basketball all day. I can go play basketball for the rest of my life, and I'm never gonna have a finesse that LeBron has or even Bronny has. They got it honest. It's in their DNA. They're born to do that.
Right.
You know, it doesn't matter. I can go practice all day. I can get the best sneakers, every last sneaker on this table. It won't matter. You know what I'm saying? So I know this is something I was ordained to do.
You on both sides of the curtain.
You're writing and rapping.
Write and you rap as well. Which one do you feel vibes with you better? Which one is easier for you to do? Which one do you have more fun doing?
I'd say both, honestly, because like it's all me at the end of the day. Like it's all an outlet for me. So I feel equally, you know.
I guess I'm coming from the perspective, I know like for me, when I'm doing something for somebody else, I can see it a lot clearer than I can when I'm doing something for myself. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'm more critical for my stuff, obviously, when I'm working on projects and stuff like that, but I create very freely. I don't like a lot of stress to go into my creative process at all, no matter what it is. I paint also, and so even when I'm painting, like, I'm being commissioned to do some art right now, and I'm putting pressure on myself because timing-wise, I'm like, yikes, I need to get it done. But the truth is, I can't just wake up and paint. I have to feel like painting, and I have to have the vision of what I want to do. And honestly, the other day I was getting dressed, and the vision of actually what I want to do actually finally clicked to me, because I started on it, but I'm like, I'm not gonna feel comfortable selling this or giving this to the person if it's not. Cause I can go draw and make something, but it ain't gonna be the same.
I can definitely relate.
Yeah. So to answer your question, I enjoy all of my creative outlets as long as I'm not being restricted too much.
Yes.
And I'm very thankful and blessed that I've been in a position to be able to create pretty freely without too many restrictions.
Definitely. I'm man.
Salute to that.
No, I'm just saying I can fully understand that concept because I'm the same way. My background is graphic design, but before that, same thing, doodling, sketching in class. So I also jumped into this custom thing where you customize shoes. Sometimes people do want to purchase those,
right?
And I'm perfectly fine with it, as long as I can use my creative insight and do what I freely would like to do to your shoe.
Of course.
But it doesn't come to me immediately. So
time.
you're like, oh, when can I have my shoes back? I'm like, well, for one, we didn't develop a concept for your shoe.
Right.
All we did was say, hey, I want these shoes and I like these colors, which is perfectly fine.
But now I gotta figure out what.
But now, and I feel responsible to do something great to your shoe, because that's gonna speak to everyone else. That shows my craftsmanship.
It's a reflection of you.
That's what exactly sums it up. That is definitely a reflection of me, and I don't want anyone else peeking at it or looking at it and saying that's crappy, because I know me.
You know what you're capable of.
I know exactly what I'm capable of. I know my niche. I know what I'm picky about. I know I'm going off.
I think this is the nail on the head. I think bottom line, we are all perfectionists at the end of the day. Anybody who's creating, anybody who's an artist, anybody who has any type of will over what they are creating, they all want it perfect before they put it out there, because you know your name's attached to it. Bottom line.
Absolutely.
You're right.
Absolutely.
That's good. we're gonna get into this, and I tried to jump into it earlier, but we're gonna get into this. What's on your feet? Because we do this segment where it's just fun, right? Sometimes there's a cool, fun story behind it, and sometimes viewers want to know what exactly is that's on your feet, and we do a close up. We do a I don't know, the 360 view if we can. Sometimes we talk about prices as well. And I will let you go first. What are you rocking today?
I am rocking my Ivy Park Adidas sneakers. You know, I don't know if y'all can see them. But
That's a first.
Yeah.
they were gifted to me, you know,
Nice.
by the Parkwood team. Shout out to Parkwood. And this is from the first drop. And, you know, I was one of those super lucky and blessed people to get one of those boxes on my doorstep. And
Man, what did that feel like? I know they had to feel like Christmas.
it was great, of course. It was really great. And I was really grateful and still am, you know, because they sent me so much stuff that I kind of been able to just, like, remix it, rock it, however. They sent me a couple pair of sneakers. They sent me belts. It's an Ivy Park belt I got on. The hats. They sent me other kind of hats I can work out in. You know, they sent me a bunch of stuff. So, shout out to Ivy Park, Adidas, Parkwood, Beyonce.
The
It's
socks
super
too.
dope. Yeah, they sent me mad socks. Like, I'm a little ashy, even though I'm They sent me mad socks, everything. So, you know, I love it because, of course, I'm a big third world rapper, and Adidas is 3 stripes for the tray in my mind. So I love rocking the 3 stripes, you know, even my bag. They sent me this bag in the white colorway. I just never wanted to, like, get it all messed up or whatever. They sent me bigger duffel. So, shout out to Ivy Park and Adidas. And really, that's pretty much, you know, I like Adidas, genuinely. Even before Beyonce did the collaboration. I grew up rocking Shell Toes, Stan Smiths.
Okay.
Yeah, so my dad used to rock Stan Smith, so he kind of put me up on those. So I really love Adidas. They're actually comfortable. And I can't tell you how much they cost because they were a gift. But, you know, shout out to Ivy Park. They're super
It don't have a price attached to it.
Yeah, they're priceless.
Can't put a price on that
Yeah.
one.
What y'all rocking? But that's not how this goes.
Perfectly fine. Yeah, you looked out good. That's perfectly fine. We get it how we get it.
Yeah.
Oh, this whole production being freestyle, to be honest.
Yeah, that's cool.
Every single week.
I'm rocking Mocha Ones.
Those are fresh.
If you check out our page, you might see us doing an unboxing for these. Actually, my first time wearing them, had them on ice for a while. Everybody was flaunting theirs, and I wasn't too comfortable or too settled in how I wanted to rock them. until last night, I knew we were gonna do today. I was like, man, I'm just finna just start.
Yeah.
If I start, I know I'll figure it out after that.
Exactly.
And I feel comfortable with what I put on. I don't.
Yeah, it's fresh.
I thank you, but I don't. When I put, I'm sure you do too. When you put something on, are you looking for approval, or are you putting something on to make you happy?
Yeah, it's gonna make you
Because
feel
that's gonna
good.
reflect your mood.
Yeah, it's gonna make you feel
Exactly.
good.
Yeah, so that's how I felt when I laid it out. It's kind of like the first day of school, but
That's what's up.
I'm good. EJ, what you got on,
We
bro?
just got through talking about the mood. If you check my Facebook and IG, you already know I posted these earlier today. I said, you know, Jordan, you know, Suede Red 5 vibes. You know what I'm saying?
With the matching watch band on them boards.
Yeah. So I'm saying, y'all know how I do it.
What's
with
that,
my
Hublot?
shoes. I just Hermes, man. Just Hermes. But you know what I'm saying? I had to pull out the files today. I'm not too much a big Jordan fan, as we know. We already had that
You know you're
discussion.
anti-Jordan.
I am an Adidas fan. I'm down for the 3 stripes, 2 souls, 1 love situation. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I pull out the J's every now and then when it's a
They're
special
fresh,
occasion.
We call him Yeezy, man.
Oh yeah, I've never owned a pair of Yeezys. It's funny. I kind of protest everything.
And I watch they come your way.
Yeah, everything the current Kanye does, I haven't really bought into it. Even though I
Exactly.
love Kanye, but you know,
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm waiting till he gets back to like
Yeah.
old
Kanye.
Kanye type.
I
Yeah.
need that college dropout,
Yeah.
golf twisted night.
Exactly.
You know?
Give me some of those Louis Vuitton Don Kanye.
Yeah, those were dope.
Yeah, them Yeezys. Yeah,
All right,
that's
so would you even rock the Nike Yeezys?
yeah, I would absolutely. Yep.
Red
absolutely.
October?
Red
Oh yeah,
October?
Red October, the fire. You know I rock those.
Yeah, those are on the fair be a classic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what current projects do you have that you're working on that you would like the people let people know?
So I've been recording, you know, the past several years, like almost 4 years, just recording in efforts to complete my album. And it has a theme that's shaped. At one point I had a title I wanted to go with, and obviously time passes and it's like, nah, I need to update this or whatever. But in the spirit of not wanting people to forget completely about me, to be honest, because I'm active on social media just because I'm an artist. If I weren't an artist and weren't making music, I wouldn't have social media. But I have to force myself to just post regular stuff. You probably see a lot of food posts on my page because my life kind of is what I love. But I do have a ton of unreleased music that I'm sitting on, like 50 plus songs. So I finally just got to a point where I'm like, look, I gotta feed my core fans if nothing else, and if I'm trying to build off of that, I gotta start from somewhere, And so I said, all right, I'm gonna drop a song every Friday from now through the end of 2020. It's been such an intense year. I think that's a cool bit of relief for me to give my personal fans, And it's a release for me, honestly, personally too, because I've had a lot of anxiety and stress surrounding how to approach putting music out. Not only is the pandemic going on, but I live in Houston, and my team is based in different cities than I am, and that's been something that's been different to navigate and a little difficult to navigate. So just trying to show, like, nah, I'm in this, you know what I'm saying? Like this is my life. I live this, and I think the music will speak for itself, but I just kind of had to figure out a time and the appropriate time really to start putting stuff out, and I think it's just no better time than now. So last week I dropped a record called
Diving in the Deep End.
Damn. It jams. I don't know if y'all have been paying attention. I posted it on my Facebook because I was trying to share. I always show love to it. But y'all need to check that out. It's a dope track. Deep track.
The introduction alone is dope. And that's what told me, that solidified what you said earlier about being a freestyle. You was like, and of course, go listen to it because it'll make sense. All this add up, right? But she tells like the engineers, hey, this probably gonna be something you like losing your files or something. And those are normally the dopest tracks. All the ones that the engineers, misplaced or renamed something else.
Misplaced.
Deleted it or whatever the case may be.
That's how it goes.
And then you produced something so great. I will say this. I haven't been a long time fan. Thank God we had this opportunity to interview you.
Yeah, I'm super grateful.
But because of that, I'm now a loyal fan. So please drop every Friday.
Oh, I am.
And I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, this Friday I'm gonna hit y'all with the exclusive to put into the. I know you mentioned giving you some music. I'll give you the track, and if y'all, we can play it before we leave or whatever. But this Friday I got the track lined up. It's called "Why You Hatin'," and it features my bro. He's really blood couldn't make us closer, but he goes by the name Rags. And he can rap his ass off. And he's from H-Town, and we grew up. We were, really, our mothers were friends, born and raised together. But he's very, very, very talented. I've been a huge fan of his my entire life, and so I've just been waiting on the right time, the right track, and I think just in the manner in which I'm releasing this stuff, it's not too much pressure. We're not selling anything. We're just trying to create buzz. I think it's really cool for us to just be able to put something out that's actually really high quality that can catch on.
I'm not gonna lie, that's what I call a genius stroke. When you come up with an idea like that, to just start rolling some music out on your own and just building up buzz around yourself.
It's necessary, you know? And I gotta say on camera too, excuse my cough, guys, I don't have the Rona. I smoke a lot of marijuana. So, and I came in here wearing my mask, just so y'all know I got my mask.
It's all good.
Yeah, we live in that kind of time right now.
It's
important.
There was a track you did on your EP, 2016, 2017.
Yeah, it's right, 2016.
Trio Fields, right? So you did a track with Kirk O'Baines and Devin.
Dev, it's the homie.
Man, I've been listening to Dev like from the beginning. Like I heard older people listening to Devin as a kid, and that's how I got attached to Devin.
Man,
especially that album. He got an album cover where he's sitting on the toilet. I forgot the name. But that was the first one, and from then on, I've been trying to follow Devin.
Word up.
I'm gonna quote this. It is so dope to me, but it's so simple. You said, "Miss H-Time lituation worldwide." everywhere I go, I do the South Side. Hold up. It's so simple, but man, look, when you talk about dancing and doing the South Side in Houston, that's something everybody can relate to, and that's something. It's like anybody that hit it is like you calling our relatives and our natives, you know, and it's like this release of energy that we feel, and it's like no matter how bad or your mood was that day, you hit the South Side. You look at somebody do it. It's gonna affect your mood, bro. Like that's a straight game changer. And it's cool that you say that. I know it probably don't mean much to you.
No, it's an actual fact. That's why I said it. I mean, I toured for Beyonce. I opened for her in 2016, opening the European leg of the Formation tour. And every time I performed Flex, I Southsided in every city. We did like Brussels, Belgium, you know, Dusseldorf,
that shit be crazy.
Frankfurt, Germany, you know, all these different Amsterdam, Milan, Paris. I hit the South Side every last city I was in. So it got to the point where like I do it in my set so much. I joke like, yo, the South Side is my dance now. Just tell Kiki, you know, I'm about to you know, but I love Kiki, by the way. He's one of my idols and he's the big homie. So I love him. He's my OG. That's my OG. That's the homie. So like, you know, it's all love. But I literally every time I perform, that's like I'm not a big dancer. And if you know me, you know that. But no matter what, when I start feeling it, I'm gonna hit the South Side. So it's actually a documented fact. And that record, Diving in the Deep End, it was a subtle thing that I did on Instagram. I tagged the location in London, but because I actually recorded and wrote that record in London with my friends, and we actually recorded it on a handheld mic in the living room of our Airbnb.
Isn't it crazy how some of the simplest situations turn into some of the dopest?
Yeah. We were sitting in a room like this. I was sitting next to them. That's why you heard them laughing in the background like that. Because I was literally just sitting in the room. So shout out to Medine and Dewey. They're featured, and B Will. He produced the track, but they're featured on it. And we were all in the room together.
I think that's what's cool about your records. I do hear the background noise, and it feels organic.
Yeah.
I'm not strayed away from it. It's not that I don't want to hear it. I welcome that. And it makes me feel more comfortable. I feel like I'm in there too.
Yeah. That's how that record feels. Yeah. All of them won't be like that. Obviously, because you know, in the real music business, that's like, yo, everything is supposed to be cut the right way and mixed and clean, and so that's why again I'm getting away with doing this because of the manner in which I'm doing it. But but truth be told, you know, the end goal is to, you know, hopefully formulate an EP out of these records and properly release it, you know, with the proper support behind it from my label, and you know, and just go for it from there. But either way, no matter how long that takes or what that timeline is.
I'm gonna bring up one more situation.
So
something we spoke about earlier.
Okay.
That's cool with you?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so you got this lyric on FAD. I'm gonna leave it like that. And you get like real, it's straight to the point.
Yeah.
Raunchy, as you called it.
Yeah, it's my raunchy rap.
And it's like the last 30 something seconds of the song, but you just get right into it and you say these lyrics: dig me down, rub my feet, bring me something to eat, and roll up my sweet.
Yep.
That's a real ass statement.
That's real, man.
That's a real ass statement.
My rap's
But
been real like
it's also it's real and it's comedic. It sounds like a joke in a way.
Yeah.
And I know you probably meant every word, and you're like, that's exactly what I like.
I'm sarcastic. I'm a Sagittarius. So like, if you like, again, I think my day one fans who've been listening to me know you're gonna get like one of my most known songs back in the day when I was putting mixtapes out was called Light Skin Friends.
Okay.
And it is like literally a song about the fact that like the hook was like she's just surrounded by all her light skinned friends. But it was like jamming. It had like an 80s swing to it. Yeah. But I literally for the longest time was like the only brown skinned girl in my close circle, you know. And it wasn't anything I cared about or whatever. I made light of it, you know. Yeah. But even to this day, you know, all these years later, now it's like every bar, like if you know me, then you know every bar that I say is a fact. You know, it is an actual fact. So I actually have been digged down and had my feet rubbed and had a nigga roll my sweet. Thank God.
And go get something to eat too.
Yeah. That's,
I'm
you know, I'm not demanding that every day of my life, but you know, it's cool.
I think
it's a vibe.
I think it's fun. It's welcoming. Things, as I'll speak for me, as a fan of artists, many artists, I look for things I can relate to.
Mm-hmm.
And being relatable to, not saying I've done that. I'm not saying I haven't either. But on the reverse side, it's just being able to relate and understand it, or you're painting that graphic image, and you can see that. It was like, okay, that's very like vivid,
Right?
Yeah.
So I easily related to it. I can easily see that, and it makes sense to me, and it sit with me, and it makes me want to keep listening.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
You did us injustice by only giving us 6 or 7 tracks on that EP. So every week, man, I'm hoping to get like a double disc album.
You know, I got me ready. You know, I got the double disc albums ready.
Yeah.
You know, that's why it's called the music business. You know,
Yeah.
and so like I said, I'm taking a leap of faith. You know, I'm betting on myself right now, dropping this music. Nobody told me not to, but nobody told me to do it either. You know, and I'm very much so, you know, still in my situation. So I'm stepping out on faith. I feel really great about the music. I love my team. I love my fam, you know, and all the people around me. So no matter which way it goes, as long as the fans connect to it, and you know, it furthers my fan base, and it helps people get through stuff when they hear it, you know, that's all I really want. You know what I'm saying?
One more lyric, I'm gonna leave you alone.
All right.
Hotter than Creole sausage in July.
Yeah.
What?
That's hot. That's hot.
How'd you come up with that? What? Like, do you? Okay, so you're a Houston native.
Yeah.
Is there somewhere in particular you gonna buy your food?
Well, absolutely. Frenchies. I'm from Frenchies, Texas. My family, you know, my biological mother passed away in '93, but her best friends helped raise my brother and I, and they own Frenchie. They're the
nice.
My grandpa was the creator of Frenchie. And so, not my biological grandfather, but this is like my bonus family. They're like my adopted family. Yeah. So I was born and raised in that family. You know, my biological mom was an accountant for them back in the day and stuff. And so, like, literally to this day, I now sometimes work part-time for both my parents at their respective businesses. My dad, King, who's like my dad, rather. He's more like a godfather, uncle, but he's a father figure to me. But he has Frenchie Sausage Company, where they actually make the boudin, the sausage. They sell meat to restaurants. They distribute to grocery stores. They sell the etouffee base, the gumbo base. Yeah, everything is made there though. So yeah, I'm trying for that.
What?
Yeah,
gumbo base is delicious.
So Creole hot sausage is something that's something that's like a part of my life. I haven't had meat in several years, like that kind of meat, but you know, but you know, that's the funny thing, because like my brother, if he gets lit, back when he's like acting a fool, he would be like, "Oh, she wants some of this Creole hot sausage." I'd be like, "Yo, chill." So yeah, but that's like a real thing in my life. It's definitely something that's a part of my everyday life. You know?
And for those of y'all who not down here from the South, Frenchies is a staple down here with the chicken and you know what I'm saying, whatnot, in the Third Ward.
Yeah.
And the reference you made to the Creole food in July. If y'all know Houston weather, it's always 90-some degrees plus in the summertime.
Yeah,
so
July is like 100 something.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, so you eating some hot sausage that literally, the Creole sausage from Frenchies, man, it's hot.
Yeah,
July is just starting to heat up and get hot.
Yeah.
August is
you don't sweat while you eat.
Oh yeah, it's good though. It's good. It's worth a try. So
it's that kind of food you be. But you
still eat. Exactly.
Nose be running and whatnot. Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Hey man, we're not gonna hold you guys too long. I know we might have exceeded our time, and that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Hey, she dropping knowledge in here today. Straight up.
Yeah, man.
Yes, I appreciate the gems. I appreciate kicking it with you. Able to get some personal things I felt like to ask you, because man, you got some bars.
Appreciate
and
it.
I enjoy them. I'm looking forward to your music, honestly.
Thank you.
I'm not trying to just gas you up. I'm actually looking forward. Like Friday,
it's going down.
need to hurry up.
Yeah.
I want to see what else you got to say.
Yeah, man.
And I think you do well. You do good. You do well at what you do.
Thank you.
That's Utopia Souls, man. I'm Jay Smooth. EJ. Got Ingrid in the building.
You know.
The answer and the problem.
You heard me?
We out.
So I run it off, sweat it out, move around, but some shit don't change. Fall off with friends and come back again, but it just don't feel the same no more. Some people change to grow, some people change and go different directions. A blessing, a lesson. Your time was invested and now you're depressed, and they don't understand why you was mad in the